Hello, everyone. We are back with a new show of Voice of Emirates. Voice of Emirates show brings you the high-end Emirati talent, the women and men who are doing an exceptional job for their society. And I'm joining you live from London. And after a bit break, we are resuming this program. I have received a lot of feedback, and I'm really excited that you're liking this show. And let's go live in Abu Dhabi and welcome our co host, Salma Al Qubaisi. Hi, Salma. Seems your mic is mute. Can you unmute yourself before we start?
How's
Thank
it
you very
going?
much. So, how
Good
are you doing
afternoon.
today, and how's your weather in Abu Dhabi?
Weather is amazing. Alhamdulillah.
That's, that's great.
Welcome from Abu Dhabi, capital of UAE, and I'm so excited to host again, co-host after a good gap.
That's great. I always appreciate your dedication about bringing the talent on board. And so, who is the guest of the day today? Would you like to introduce her?
Of course, today we are hosting a very dynamic female leader, Heba Al Shehhi. She's from working with as a PMO expert in Dubai municipality. She has won a lot of awards. She's having the head of award in PMO, and she's the president of PMO GA UAE Hub Beit Al Fan Associate, and she's also an owner of Hands Art Studio speaker. She's really dynamic. Please welcome with us Heba Al Shehhi. Mute, unmute. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. I'm very happy that I am back with you. I attended the event, the Women Entrepreneurship Conference, and it was amazing. And I thought this is a great platform. I'm so happy you're giving more channels for ladies in the UAE, the men also in the UAE, to voice to tell us about them and about their lives.
That's
Excellent.
amazing. Hiba, thank for joining us today. And uh, our audience is abroad, and same time they are in UAE as well. So they are very excited about Emirati women because when they see the television, when they see the printed magazines, they feel that Emirati woman is really doing a dynamic job. So would you like to tell who you are, how you think, and what is your inspiration behind yourself? So please.
Okay, so my name is Heba Al Shehhi. Who am I? That's a very hard question when people are asking, who are you? You are not your name, you're not your job, you're not, what are you then? For me, I am the impact that I leave in other people's lives. I am whatever change I do in other people's lives. So for me, uh, I am more than just my role, my as a female director, or more than a mother, more than a wife, more than an artist, more than that. Because whatever I do, I should set the intention that I want to change people's lives, and this is who I am. As for my inspiration, uh, I think as a female leader in the UAE, Sheikha Lubna Qasimi, who was the first female minister in the UAE, she was my very first inspiration as a female leader in this field. And I've always thought she was amazing. She was, even through my college lives, I looked up to her. I was going to work in her company. It was amazing for me to get from her experience more and try to improve myself.
Amazing, very nice. I really met Lubna Qasmi, mashallah. She's a very humble, down to earth person.
Yep.
And the experience or exposure when meeting her really makes impact. to us as ladies. I really agree with you.
Yeah.
Do you want to touch base on PMO? So you can
So
share your
Heba,
journey and
mhm.
experience,
Sure.
like
Uh,
leading or becoming the head of PMO at one of the biggest companies, Dubai
sure.
Municipality.
I can tell you my journey and how I got to where I am right now. So if I go back a little bit back to the school life, I've always been an A student, very, very hardworking student. When I graduated, maybe like any other student, we, d- we didn't know exactly at our age what we wanted to study. So I was really torn between different universities, and at the end of my deadline to submit for a certain university, I missed the deadline. So I ended up joining the higher colleges of technology. I went for medical services. It was too boring for me. I thought, no, I'm not going to stay in a lab for all of my life. Then I thought, okay, I'll go meet the counselor. I met the counselor and I told them, I want the hardest thing that you have, the most challenging program that you have, because this is who I am also. I like to challenge myself. I like to always look for a challenge. So it was IT, Business Information Technology. I didn't like it. I loved my teachers. I loved my friends. I didn't like the whole IT and programming career path, but I went through it. I was also an A student. When I graduated, I joined Dubai Municipality immediately in 2005. And I think my manager at that point of time, he noticed that I didn't like programming. On the second day, he put me in a team that was just established to run a PMO on the level of development section, only the section, not the department. So it was really ahead of its time. No other entity had their own PMO at that point of time. I joined as a fresh graduate. I learned everything about PMOs. Then, after a few years in 2009, I was selected to handle the PMO that was established in the IT department. I handled it for 2 years. Then I was promoted to become head of unit, then head of section of application development. And by that, my role became more of a delivery manager. And I had control more about how the projects were run in the IT department. Then some changes happened. I was going to leave Dubai municipality. Subhanallah, it didn't happen. The director general of Dubai municipality changed completely, and he had the mindset of having an enterprise PMO in Dubai municipality. And at the minute when I was going to submit my resignation and I had the offer on the table, he selected me to handle the PMO, which was enterprise PMO. It was a great chance for me. I'm so happy that he gave me the trust to do it. He gave the support for the PMO since day one. And now, of course, I went through the journey of the establishment of the PMO. My PMO won the Best PMO of the Year award in the year 2021 from PMO Global Alliance, and the Best PMO of the Year award in 2022 from PMO.
Wow.
Now I am selected as the best head of PMO for Asia and Pacific from PMO Global Alliance. So to think back, many things you might, many choices you might take in life that maybe at that point of time you think, no, this is not for me, it's not going to work out. Eventually you will find what the thing that you love. You find your passion. So when I studied IT, the only part that I liked was the part related to project management. That's the only part, and that's the part that I chose to grow and develop more and more.
Amazing. Actually, to be, I'm just surprised. Like, I'm also a BITE graduate.
Oh, BITE, yes. We
Yes.
BITE girls know each other.
Yes.
That's great. I think here we should add that we three are PMI members, and that's also a commonality between us. I want to throw a question here. So, As a woman of change, you have a lot of inspirations. So, how you manage your work with your family life? This is a question which everyone wants to ask from you.
To be honest, I don't. As any normal human being, um, you see, you target balance between work and life and other. You target it, but one day it could work out just fine. The other way, no. You could be off balance, completely off balance, and you feel bad about it. But the next day you can still target it. So it's important that you don't give up. It's important that you try your best, and that's it. You try your best. You have the connections that you need in your life, the human connections. You have the partnerships that will help you through it, through all the challenges of life. And you have the connection between the people that are important to you, like your husband, your kids. For me, just to sit with my kids after work and I ask them what was the worst thing that happened during your school today, and what's the best thing that happened. It makes their day because they speak, they tell me about it, and I feel this connection between them. But do I achieve life work balance? I try.
That's amazing to know. Yes, Salma, what's the question?
I want to touch base on the business side as well as the professional life, like having your office time as well as balancing with your business. Your, it's a good
Yeah.
combination for a
Yes.
lady to have business as well with expertise in PMO, project management, and owning her own business. So can you tell us how you came up with the idea, how you handle it, how you manage it?
Okay, so my business is Hands Art Studio, and I'm also an associate in Beit Al Fan. Beit Al Fan is an Islamic art organization that encourages Islamic art, and I'm a big fan of Islamic. I have a few pieces of Islamic art, but I'm mainly a contemporary artist. How it started in COVID times, frankly. My kids were bored. I didn't know what to do with them. We were all in lockdown. I ordered through paintings and colors and acrylics and all of that. I discovered that I like it. So you know what? Let me just keep trying, keep trying. I kept trying until I found out, yeah, I am a contemporary artist, that I can do this for a living if I have to. But it's more of my passion for it. So whenever I feel there is emotions that I need to let go of, or I need to convey on a painting, I do it. So it's less of a business, more of a outlet for me. But the way I manage, I don't put pressure, too much pressure on myself. If I have work things, I get them done. If I have time to do my art, I will get it done. So it's without too much pressure. But I'm so happy that the painting, this piece behind me, is going to be featured in Ras Al Khaimah Fine Arts Festival in February.
Wow, that's amazing.
My first piece of art that has been selected. So it gives me back these rewards that I'm doing good, but mainly people saw what I saw in this painting and selected it. Felt what
Does
I
does it resemble the expo or what?
it is
Because
actually.
it's,
Actually, I did. Yeah, it is
yeah,
expo look.
it's the expo logo. Oh, very nice,
Yes.
very nice.
So this is
That's
it.
amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
So here we can ask another question because Salma is talking about the business sides, and I'm talking more about your personal side. That a woman who is inspiring through her creative ability, same time on the business side, she's quite successful. So, how you see the upcoming women, what they exactly need to focus to become like you?
Okay, so if we speak generically, I think they they have to have their own targets. There's something that's very important. Many leaders miss out on having it. Is to have their own personal development plan. So if they have their own personal development plan, they have a target. They want to be successful in something specific. They want to have work-life balance. They want to start a business, whatever it is. In the same way, when we are employees, we have our personal, our sorry,
PDP.
the yearly plan and the IPPs and the ones that we are measured upon every year. In the same way, in our lives, we should have personal development. I've had it since 2009. It was actually an output of one of Mohammed Rashid leadership programs. I'm a graduate from the Promising Leader program. And at that point of time, they hired a coach for each one of us. And the coach taught me this trick of having thinking a lot about my future, thinking about my targets, where do I need to be, and then setting the plan over shorter period of times until I know for sure that I want to get to that certain place. He even made me make a bucket list, things I want to do before I die. So it was amazing, and I still continue to update my personal plan every year, every 6 months sometimes, whenever changes happen. And this is the advice I would like to give to all women who want to be even better than me. Why target be me? Be better than me. So put a plan for yourself, and you'll get there.
Amazing. Yes,
Totally
Salma.
agree. I totally agree. We really do a PDP, personal development plan, for our new joiners and review it every year. It's a personal development and professional, same way.
Perfect.
It's really amazing technique, and I'm excited that you highlighted it because not everyone is aware about it or really following this kind of
Exactly.
development plans.
Exactly. And I think this is a very good thing that you do in your company, because your employees cannot separate from their work life from their personal life. There has to be this bridge between them. So it's perfect that you do it. And most other companies, they have their work plans. That's it. That feed to the targets of the organization. But to have both together, that's perfect.
I want to ask you how you align because project management also aligns to the government to achieve excellence. What are the objectives or goals, and how you align it with the excellence, government excellence goals?
Sure. So the approach that I have implemented in the PMO is that every project has an idea. The idea has its goals. The goals are linked to the organizational goals and linked to the Dubai government goals, or the plan of Dubai 2030. So all of that linked together from the very basic idea of a project gives you this visibility. And then when the project is selected and then prioritized and it starts going, gets the budget and all of that, once it's done, you can go back and measure whether these objectives were achieved or not, were they achieved on time or not. All of that measurement is like the full cycle is covered in terms of the benefits you expect from the project. So the alignment is done through the system that we have created in the PMO. It gives the full cycle.
That's an amazing technique, I guess. While you are doing a better project management, of course, life is not less than a project. So people want to know that as your life, as an Emirati woman, they believe that Emirati woman has no stress. They have money, they have a job, they have opportunities, they go to the college, universities free of cost because government is funding them. So how you feel that an Emirati woman has stress or not? If they have stress, how they manage their stress? That's the most important question our audience wants to hear.
Okay, so all Emirati women, non-Emirati, all of us, we have stress in our lives. So, but I understand what you're talking about. I think many people think we are privileged, and that's something I, as a person, I want to remove that idea from people's minds. We are hardworking. We are not privileged. We are lucky to be in this country, and we want to give back to this country who gave us so much. We want to give back to our leaders, our founders of this country. So I really would like to change that idea that we are privileged, or we have maids helping us and we don't do anything, we don't pick up anything in the house. That things, these ideas that should be really debunked, let's say. So for me, I as I told you, maybe for work-life balance, I struggle, which is normal. There is stress in life. There is stress in the personal life. There is stress in the work life. And the work life, I try to merge these words together: the work realm, let's say, and the personal life, through having a coach, a life coach, or a co-active coach within my PMO team. So that coach is giving us coaching lessons for us personally to manage the stress in our lives, to be able to deliver on time without having too much stress on ourselves, uh, to balance life, work, for all PMO members. As for my personal life, I try my best to take care of my mental health. So um, it's not wrong to think about uh, the mindset, how I'm taking things. Am I at some point of time having too many emotions that I want to let go of? My one part of my mental health is actually to get a painting and then sit down and just do something. I have a very dark painting there at the back. I did it when I had, yeah, I was really stressed, and the colors are all black and gray. It's beautiful, but you can actually see it. You can see that the emotions there, the stress is there. So taking care of my mental health is very important. Going to the gym, having time for myself, um, even if it's just watching TV. There's there's an important part about the mental well-being of a leader that should be really stressed for every leader.
That's amazing. Yes, over to you, Salma, for your business questions.
Okay, I really like the lifestyle he was taking. I really enjoy it. I can stress on taking time to unstress, release your stress, take your time also to understand your needs. Um, your question, I also, Dr. Musa, I've seen a lot of people um, actually thinks that women here, or actually in general, maybe our community is privileged or something, but it's not right. Uh, I really agree about Heba's answer. Um, we all have skills, and whoever sharpen his skill will go and get um, his desired results or achieve his projects or get promoted, but not because we are living here we will get
No,
whatever
we work hard. We work very hard.
we work very hard like anyone else.
Yeah.
You're right, Selma, because I am actually the witness for your hard work. You know, you work for a government company, day and night you are in the work, and then you have your own gym, you have your own stresses and your own happiness styles, which is very impressive. And I think all the youth has to explore these breaks to become successful. And literally, I heard myself some youth looking to you and getting an inspiration from what you are doing. in terms of professional work or in terms of women. That's really amazing. So the man accreditation or two females sitting in front of me that you are doing amazing job. And here I want to ask Hiba another question, which is generally in British people, we are suffering or facing that our girls don't want to marry. They feel that marriage is a burden. And what's your take on this? You being a married yourself, successful commercially, personally, artistic, all in one combo personality you have. So, what is your take on and what's your advice to the youth of being not promoting no marriage concept?
Actually, for me, I've been lucky. My husband is very supportive. He's been supportive of my work. He's been supportive of my art, of anything I'm doing like this, these platforms. He is always supporting me. So I recommend marriage. Me personally,
Oh,
I
that's
recommend
good.
marriage.
That's an amazing message, and I find it an opportunity to guide to the audience for you.
Yeah.
Like, please go ahead.
Yani probably I made the right choice. Actually, my husband is my best friend's brother, so I know my best friend since we were kids. We were playing
Mm,
together in the same house, so I know him. I know his family. I know they are good family. So you have to trust that the selection that you will select is the best selection for you. So that's the best person who can complete you, who can be your partner, collaborate with you, push you through life. So it's the same thing that I do for him, he does for me, to
mm.
support each other. We're lucky to have each other, alhamdulillah. So
That's
what
amazing.
about how you select the right husband, and whether your family is also, of course, the mother and father, they have their own views, and they could see something for the young people, and they could see something that you don't see. So it's
Mm.
important to give them the trust also. Don't rebel.
I feel an opportunity to hit another question here that what is a right partner? What's the definition of a right person for you?
The supportive person, the person who sometimes when I beg him, he teaches the kids sometimes. يعني he gives and takes all of the time, or whatever. يعني there is a balance between us and life. He takes care of the house. I take care of teaching the kids. Uh, we are supporting each other through even the design of our new house. We're collaborating all the time. There's open communication between us. So that's very important. It's important that you have this open communication channel between you and your partner, and you're not scared of telling them about failures in your life, or stressed, stressful situation that you've been through work, or any other situation. And the same thing from their side. So it cannot be one-way stream. It has to be a two-way communication. Both of you
Mm.
should be the same. And just one advice, even if the partner is not like this in the beginning of the marriage, uh, I think it's important for the women to shape their partners little by little, telling them very clearly, you know what, this is not what I want, this is what I want. This is how
Mm.
you support me. If you say this, it's not supportive, it's criticism, for example. So this open communication, it comes slowly. But for me, after 15 years of marriage, I think
Oh,
uh,
that's amazing. I think
almost,
it's a very good tip.
yeah.
That slow and steady win the race. So there
Slowly
is not
shape them. I don't
abrupt
know
change.
if you're hearing me now or not. You slowly shape them.
That's good. And I feel the opportunity to ask the same question from Salma, which I put it to Hiba. Salma, what is your intake on a high ideal husband? And what's your advice? How the young girls look around the marriage as an option for the life, and what will be the characteristics of a partner in their future life?
Ah. Actually, I was thinking to ask a question for Heba, and you're throwing a question to me.
I want to hear.
See, actually, my marriage, how I did it, like, it's always, I believe in love. Maybe I'm always watching Indian movies. So, so how I organize my life with my husband and the kids, maybe it's influenced by my project management skills and leadership, maybe, I don't know. So I always organize myself day ahead, 1 day ahead or 1 week ahead, because from their school I get their planner for the week. So maybe it's like I'll get it Friday or Thursday. Then I will prepare my plan for them, all of them. So I have 4 kids. So I prepare their plans, like what they will do every day for their subject, and their timetable daily, what's going on. So their practice will be based on their timetable, and their exercise and work practices will be linked to their timetable and agendas. I don't want to touch on the question too much because I don't know. I like to organize everything every day, maybe every week or sometimes month. If you see, I have big calendar in my room, my house. So I plan everything actually, everything planned beforehand, and I get surprises, of course, because of the kids every day.
That's amazing. Selma, I touched the base. You explained it very nicely. And I would request you to please ask your last question before we close the session for the day.
We always like to have real life experience and try to impose what is the best, like what are the skills, like now 15 years of marriage and total years of work,
18 years.
18 and 15 is totally a big number, because the experience on this side is different than the other side.
Exactly.
So what is your advice, if you can say, from professional side, for maybe newcomers or people who's working, what to adapt, and for a person, also personal life, for a mother, for newlyweds, what advice would you give?
Okay, so first of all, I am writing a book. The book is about leadership and how to navigate empathy and vulnerability in order to be successful as a leader. So I touch point many of the things that you just talked about. The advices in the professional life are all. It's like a bucket list for the leaders. For example, how to deal with their teams, how to navigate change with resilience, how to deal with different kinds of bosses around you, uh, how to be vulnerable, to be a blameless leader. So it's very important in the professional life. I think this is one of the most professional, important advices, is to avoid blame, because if you blame your employees, they will not come back to you when they fail. You have to encourage them to move on from failure, and it's okay to take a risk and try different things. From the personal life, also my book will have some aspects of personal life. For example, how to find your passion, finding your passion and changing your career, even if it's late in life. It's not a bad thing. It's actually something that I admire a lot, because maybe most of the time we don't choose our careers. It's chosen for us, the circumstances, maybe the family pressure, maybe society pressure. So for you to find out what's your passion and then go ahead and change your career, that's very important. That's very admirable for me.
It's very healthy, yeah.
There's a full chapter about women in leadership and how they manage life. And maybe the most important advice from the personal aspect is to find that partner who will help you, who will support you through things, and you don't think about men and women, them versus us. It's all about unity and about equity and about working together hand by hand and being partners.
That's amazing. So, with this lovely interaction, I would want to thank Hiba to joining us today, and also I want to thank Salma Al Qubaisi live from Abu Dhabi to be a co-host and contribute to our discussion and give her personal remarks. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that how beautiful is the thoughts of an Emirati woman. We can hear, feel that Emirati woman is commercially successful, working, contributing to the organizations, and on the same time, they are artistic. They know how to paint, how to spend their leisure time, how to keep a work balance, how to keep the family balances, how to choose a life partner, and how to build a better life. These all are the amazing characteristics of any inspiring woman, whether it's Emirati or a non-Emirati woman. So, listening to them and hearing them and making them live, reaching to your audience is important because it connects them to the rest of the world and the positive motivation spread all across the world with this promise that we will keep bringing a lot of such high-end classic, impressive and full of motivation and inspiration women in front of you every week, Sunday, same time. Tune up, and wherever you are, take care of yourself and see you next time.